Facts First presents. The police couldn't explain this farmer's discovery. Jose Antonio Nieves is a farmer in Argentina. On Christmas morning 2015, he decided to take a walk around his ranch to reflect on the year. As he was walking past a stream on the property, he saw something very unusual. There was a large, rounded stone sticking out of the bank on the stream. That piqued his curiosity. When he went to check it out, he discovered that it wasn't a stone at all. He tried to remove the stone or whatever it was from the mud so that he could get a closer look to figure out what it really was. He decided to bring his wife, Rihanna, to see the object, hoping that she could figure out what it was. The couple was cleaning the object and finally decided to call the police about it. They needed the authorities to help them figure out what this was. The police didn't know what the object was either. They couldn't explain his discovery. When word got out, many of the locals showed up on the ranch to catch a glimpse of the strange object. Fortunately, there was a dog on the scene who offered the first big clue. It wasn't a police dog, it was Jose's dog that found the clue to begin with. He started sniffing, barking, and getting closer to the mysterious object. And the dog's reaction told everybody that the object was something important. The police realized they needed more help. They called in 2 local archaeologists, hoping that they could figure out what the giant object was. The experts decided they would need to run tests on it, so they made plans to have it transported to a lab. As they were digging the object out of the mud, they realized it was an egg made out of a hard material. Because of its enormous size, it was a challenge to transport it. When they finally got the object to the lab, the archaeologists discovered that it was a fossil from an extremely large turtle. As if that weren't strange enough, another discovery was made at the same time, on the other side of the world. While experts were trying to figure out what the object in Argentina was, a farmer named James Bristle from a small town in Michigan discovered a prehistoric beast on his farm. The two were found at the same time. The 2 farmers didn't know each other at all, and they were completely unaware of what was happening on the other side of the world. James was trying to find a place for a natural gas line on his farm. He barely used his soy field and started digging. Using a backhoe, he wanted to finish by October before the snow began. When the backhoe hit something hard in his field, he was surprised. He began to dig with his hands and felt something hard and smooth. He knew it wasn't a tree or a stone, and as he dug, he pulled up a bone that looked like the rib bone from a huge animal. It was way too big to be of a cow or a horse. While James was trying to figure out what was on his farm in Michigan, a significant discovery was made on the Argentinian discovery. The archaeologists discovered that Jose found a fossilized shell of a glyptodon, which is an armadillo-like animal that wandered the Earth along with the dinosaurs. Back in Michigan, James found a second bone, this one much larger than the first. They tunneled 10 feet down into the ground, and it was supposed to be a standard trench for a gas line, but now it was an archaeological dig. The news of the find soon hit major news outlets. People in town began showing up at James's farm to see the bones for themselves. The digging continued on James' farm, and they discovered a skull with tusks as long as a man connected to it. James decided to reach out to Professor Daniel Fisher from the University of Michigan for help. He was the university's director of paleontology. When he got the call, he gathered a few students and they headed to James' farm. Daniel believed the skull probably belonged to a woolly mammoth. He was amazed the remains were fully intact. To get the skull out intact, they had to use an excavator and straps. The archaeologists discovered that the animal inside the shell was gone, and the shell got stuck during a storm. They believed it was there for thousands of years. Daniel believes the mammoth found on James' farm was hunted and put in the ground to store for meat. James had no use for the bones, so he donated them to the university's gallery. According to experts, the fact that Jose and James both found prehistoric remains at the very same time across the world from one another, that was just a coincidence. But a big coincidence. These 2 finds are proof there are hidden secrets in the world still waiting to be discovered. We have no idea how many other things from the past are out there just waiting to be stumbled upon. If you could bring back one animal from extinction, what would it be? Tell us in the comments, and subscribe for more.